Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, today we're talking love and marriage, Huntsville. You know why you're here. Today we're talking because Sunni went live, gave some Sunni delight, some Sunni juice, and all the things, some Sunni orange juice, you guys. Basically, my takeaway was she said that she got in trouble for her interview and speaking up against Martel and speaking up against the Revenge P, and also confirmed that she got in trouble when she basically said that she did that post in her stories that if Destiny kept talking, she was going to expose the real reason that LeBaric, left her after, 3 weeks after the baby was born and everything else, and filed for divorce, and basically alluded to she got in trouble for that, or something happened to where, they told Sunni to fall back. And then Sunni also talked about how she was in the same vehicle, I guess, going to and from the reunion with Martel and her hairstylist and her stylist and everything else. And she said that it got heated to a point, but she said that she always tries to hold Martel accountable, and that she always tries to tell him, that the Revenge P was wrong, that doing all this stuff, trying to step out on your wife is wrong, having a baby on your wife is wrong, and Martel was getting defensive, trying to lie and say that the baby wasn't while he was married, and then tried to, justify his cheating by saying that that Mel was not doing her wifely duties for a year. And Sunni was like to him, well, that's only a year. You've committed a lifetime of marriage to somebody. Like what is a year? And here you are, you've got years of just foolishness that you've partook in. And so Sunni was just trying to, tell Martel, like, all of the shenanigans, all the stuff that he keeps doing just isn't it. And she thinks that he does not, he's not used to anybody telling him, what is what. And you can tell, even when he gets into it with Mel, he's not used to anybody holding him accountable and telling him about himself. And she also, basically reiterated to that, how the cast is like that as well. And she said that had she been on the show and not a producer earlier in the season, she would have gave Martel that work. And she's alleging that she held Martel accountable at the house scene that we saw, where the house was the entire garage. She said that she was, saying, speaking of relationships, let's talk about yours, let's talk about da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And she said all that got cut out because it didn't fit the narrative. Now, here's my reaction to these things, right? So I have an issue with the fact that the network and production company is basically playing favorites, and it's obvious that they're playing favorites. It's obvious that they prioritize Destiny over Sunni, and it was okay for Destiny to go on all of these podcasts, make all of these false allegations, make these allegations trying to imply that Mel and LeBaric were having an affair, made allegations, even on the show, trying to say that she can have Martel and Mel if she wanted to, and that becoming a trending topic, you guys, to the point that Carlos King is even revisiting it on that recap show that he had. And it's like, it's okay for Destiny to just say anything willy-nilly, whether it is fabricated or not. It's okay for her to go on a podcast tour for, nearly a year, and, nothing happens. It's all good. She can say whatever she wants. She can spin whatever she wants. But Sunni speaks out. Sunni tries to defend herself. Sunni tries to get after it, and it's all, oh no. Oh no, you can't say that. You can't do that. See, I don't like that. And this confirms what Winter said about how production depending on what you say or don't say on these Instagram lives, on these YouTube videos, on these interviews, that you will get a call from somebody in production if there is a certain narrative that they want to push. And even if you feel that you had a good reunion and you said all the things that you felt you needed to say and get off your chest, if that's not the storyline they want to go with, all of those scenes are going to be left on the cutting room floor, basically. So that tells me right then and there that this show is going to continue to protect Martell no matter what. And literally, Martell would have to be behind bars for Martell to physically be off this show, which I find disgusting, or the show getting canceled altogether. That's basically what it sounds like to me. That Martell would have to be in jail, or the show would have to be canceled in the event for him to ever be off the show, which I don't understand, because you can still have him on since he's a producer and he can get a producer check. We just don't have to see him on the screen gaslighting everyone. Now, as far as Sunni, speaking on the cast, not ever defending Martell and coddling him and all these things, listen, there's only one reason why they're not going hard at Martell. And that is because Martell knows their tea. Martell knows their secrets. Martell spent a lot of time with them. And the one thing, Martell loves to, brag about is his adventures with the guys. And how he didn't start cheating until he hung out with these guys. And how, they've had all these adventures. They've, shared apartments, shared Airbnbs and all this stuff, and hooked up with various women and all of that. Martell loves going into details of all of that information. So that is the reason why for so long they've coddled Martell. But it seems that they may have temporarily had a breaking point, and when we get to these upcoming scenes with the field day episode, but I don't know if I truly buy that it's still, a permanent thing, right? It could have just been, hey, you've given nothing all season, it's time to turn up, it's time, hey, you've barely been on outside of giving popcorn commentary on everybody else's storyline, so we need you to give us something, and that's like the one or two scenes that you're going to see them actually get into it. But nonetheless, they all seemed fine taking pictures at, Nell and Chris's vow renewal. So they weren't that mad at Martell at that point, So I don't know. I just feel like Martell has their tea, and that's why they're never going to fully ever separate from Martell. I don't care how many times they unfollow him on social media. I don't care how many times they try to drag him now in an interview to try to make it seem like they all of a sudden understand Mel's perspective. No. That is just to decrease the backlash. That is just to decrease, people dragging them for uplifting Martell's foolishness all this time. And basically, you've realized that choosing Martell's side really has amounted to nothing. Because there's nothing Martell can do for you. There's nothing Martell can provide for you. He has no builder's license. He can't feed his family. He is trying to, destroy his ex-wife for leaving him, and he is obsessed. He cannot move on, for anything. So nonetheless, you chose wrong, and you have nothing to show for it but all of the backlash. And now you want to pivot or, blame the millimeters or blame Mel supporters or whatever. No. You know right from wrong. And you know that Martell was out of pocket and talking to Mel out of pocket and disrespecting Mel and disrespecting this marriage, right? But then you're going to get on interviews and be like, oh, well, we tried to tell Martell, that, you should stick with her. You should try to work things out. You should stop cheating, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But obviously, you were not really telling him that. You were you had smiles on your face. You were kind of presenting it like it was a joke, so to speak. You weren't really nailing down anything, but nonetheless, Martel was going to do Martel anyways. And that's why he's in the predicament he's in now, which it sounds like from Sunni, he finally has a wake-up call that obviously none of this was worth it. None of this was worth it. You did not elevate without Mel. You did not, prosper without Mel. And, you've got to take ownership for that. But he's so set in his ways. He's so set in the fact that he did nothing wrong. And then wants to bring up what Mel allegedly did or didn't do with the stories that he came up with, alleging Mel with other men over the years. And it's like, dude, even if there was one thing she might have did where y'all were separated and she lived in an apartment or something or what have you, if it was one incident or, even two incidents, that's nothing compared to the years that you have devoted to this mistress. And the fact that you are still so animated and talking about your ex-wife like this, and it is going on 5 years since you guys have been divorced, you're not over her at all. And you're pissed off because your life isn't what you thought it was going to be, choosing your 5% over the 95% that you had. Make it make sense. So there's that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.